Nigerian Air Project versus Coastal Road Projects are both sides of the same coin of corruption. Exactly. So we understand sometime last week, we heard Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Management saying that, Festus Kayamu, saying that Nigerian Air Project was fraudulent, it was a scam, and because of that, they have shut it down indefinitely. And in that video, he also said that, they were just using Ethiopian airline to fly Nigerian flag, that it was not Nigerian aircraft at all. And so we're asking, why did we need to use Ethiopian airline or Ethiopian Airways to fly Nigerian flag? Why can't any of our local aviation companies or local flights fly Nigerian flag? And I know that in that Nigerian Air Project, a lot of money has been spent trying to design only logo under Ç0jourd'hui and Buhari government. And at the end of the day, nothing came out of it. At the dying minute that Buhari was leaving office, I think about a month to leave office, they went and brought in Ethiopian Airways to land in Nigeria. Part of the painting on the aircraft is carrying Ethiopian color, and part of it is carrying Nigerian color. And it didn't make sense. And Nigerians started shouting. And when Nigerians started shouting, Ethiopian government had to recall those aircraft back to their country. So, and now Ç0jourd'hui has been arrested, under EFCC custody, and I think more heads need to roll about that. Okay, so as if that corruption is not enough under Buhari, Tinubu's government embarked on this similar kind of project titled the Coastal Road, Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road Project. And in that Coastal Road Project, Nigerians are shouting. One is that we are starting this kind of project, and they said there was no, I think Atiku even complained that the company that took that project, Tinubu's son, is also a member of directors, okay? A member of directors in that company. So, and the company owners also have a relationship with Tinubu himself. So in that way, Tinubu has used the son's influence to give that company that project for without healthy bidding. That was the word that was used, without healthy bidding. And as if that is not enough, I think some billions has been paid already for that project to start. And they started demolishing people's properties, starting from Lekki Beach, okay? And in that process, Landmark Resort, with a property that worth hundreds of millions, have been demolished. And now they are not going to use that pattern again, or that plan again. Now, there was an original plan that was done some years ago, and it was based on that original plan that made people to go and buy property there. Now they revised to a new plan. And after revising to a new plan, demolishing people's property, trouble is busting out, communities are crying, okay? David Umahi, the Minister of Works under Tinubu, they came back again and said, okay, we are not following that plan again. We are going back to the old plan. Why then did you start demolishing property based on new plan when there is that old plan to follow? And now people are saying that they targeted Igbo, and they say, why are people saying that? Because some people are already saying that they targeted that landmark property to destroy his business because he's from the southeast. And they will say, why are people saying that? But now, how much compensation are they going to pay him for what they have destroyed? I think right now, another West African country, I think Ghana, Gambia, or one of those West African countries has called him to come and do the same thing for them on their beach, since Nigeria don't value them. So this is a government, Tinubu's government, going from country to country. They've been to Qatar, they've been to Abu Dhabi, they've been to Dubai, they've been to US, they've been to France, they've been to several places to woo people for direct investment, foreign direct investment, so that foreign investors can come to Nigeria to come and invest. Meanwhile, the ones that already exist in Nigeria, owned by Nigerians, that have removed people from the street by way of employing them into the business, you are destroying it. So what job and which country which nation, which foreign investor will look at a country like Nigeria without stable exchange rate, without stable economic policies and political policy who want to come and do business in Nigeria? Like I used to say, anybody that is coming to Nigeria now to do business must be fraudulent in a way, must be looking for the best way to come and use brand envelope to get his way through. Just like this Ç0ç0RÚ company. This Ç0ç0RÚ company is the company that Tinubu has given the contract to do the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road. And within that Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, we're asking the question, why are you starting from Lekki Beach or from Ahmadu Bello Way that is just by Bar Beach there? Okay, why not start from Badagry if that is the case? Because I know that if you start from Badagry, how are they going to cross Apapa, cross National Theatre, all those areas, cross all those Akpokbon waters, where the major shipping line of this country is there? How are you going to cross all those places? And even when you start from Ahmadu Bello Way, just like some analysts were talking on the radio station, are you going to use all those high streets in VI and Ikoyi for moving heavy equipment, earth-moving equipment and trucks to pass through the center of the city because they're delivering sand or delivering one construction material or the other? Does that make sense? We're just going to end up messing the face of the city. Okay, and I see that it's not enough. Some people have shouted, why are you embarking on this kind of project without a robust environmental impact assessment? And mine is even more than environmental impact assessment, because there is what we call project risk assessment. And in that project risk assessment, environmental impact assessment is an integral part of it. So environmental impact assessment cannot stand alone. It's an integral part of the project risk assessment. And that project risk assessment is supposed to, consider all the stakeholders along that coast from Lagos to Calabar. Now, just because at Lekki Beach, they are now having problem with crossing the fiber optic internet cable coming from Europe to Africa and then to Nigeria. Okay, everybody's shouting that if you damage that cable, almost more than 3/4 of Nigerians will lose internet access and communication, and that will grant businesses. Now, because of that internet cable hazard, they are now saying they are reverting back to the old plan. Now, if you're reverting back to the old plan, what happens to properties that you have demolished, like the landmark properties? Okay, and I feel that is not enough. Okay, in the project risk assessment, I see that coast from Lagos to Calabar is the southern coast, the Niger Delta coast, where all the oil and gas activities in Nigeria that Nigerian economy is depending upon today, those are where the facilities are located. Both foreign IOC, that international oil companies, and indigenous oil companies, oil and gas facilities ranging from production pipelines, both oil and gas production pipelines, export pipelines, terminals, and crude and gas treatment facilities are all on that coast. And you are going to cross those facilities. Now, have you called the companies like ExxonMobil that is in Akwa Ibom that are going to cross that place? Have you called the companies like Ajip, okay, Elf, Total that are in Delta, Bayelsa, and Rivers State? Have you called other indigenous companies, okay, like Rain Oil and some other indigenous companies that are on that route? Have you looked at the jetties, the local jetties, state-owned jetties, community jetties that are holding economic businesses along that route? Because their business is fishing and through water transport. So what is going to happen to them? That is the question. Have you engaged them to ensure that their interests are also protected? And that's why people are saying that bridge or that road construction is not going to go anywhere. Now, at the end of the day, if that project is not completed or is abandoned, what happens to the money that has been paid to Ç0ç0RÚ and some other contractors that are meant to start that project? What happens to the money? Who is going to account for the money? The same way the money has been spent on the Nigerian Air project has been spent, and who is going to account for it, even though they're still holding Hadi Sirika? Are you sure Hadi Sirika is not going to be released without completing that investigation properly? And that is why I'm saying that this Coastal Road project and the Nigerian Air project are like both sides of the same coin of corruption. And that is what it is. Only God knows how this is going to be handled. There are more to them than meet the eyes. The government knows the secret they are keeping, but they don't want to tell the masses. But even at that, the masses are seeing their moves and also tackling them from all sides. So there is too much. In fact, if I continue talking about these two similar projects, one in Buhari government and one in Tinubu government, we will just talk from here to tomorrow, and there will still be more to talk about, because the government is not sincere. The entire APC government, right from 2015, they enter power till today, they are not sincere about these projects at all. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment over these two projects that are ripping off Nigerian resources without any hope of succeeding in them.